You are now listening to Between Us Girls, the podcast, where we discuss life's fuckeries and then some over wine.
Welcome to our show. This is Michelle,
Danielle,
and Sharonda.
And this is
Between Us Girls.
I don't know what's wrong with us tonight. We are having fun. We are living in the moment. And if you are not on social media living your fullest life by following Between Us Girls podcast, please do so. You can find us on Facebook, Between Us Girls, the podcast, Twitter, @Girl Talking Wine, Instagram, Between Us Girls podcast, and on Snapchat, Real Bug Pod. So tonight we are going to be having our candid discussion on colorism in the Black community. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey, Sharonda, are you okay?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
That's wonderful.
Why is your voice so deep?
Because I'm a man.
Are you a man today?
In the daytime, I'm a
Are
man.
you slanging that D?
I am, and if you don't shut up, I'm gonna put it in your fucking mouth.
Sir, could you tell the audience
Disgusting.
where they can pay
That's
for
not
your...
what you said last night.
Ooh.
But bump.
Right. Moving along, if you would like to make a substantial financial contribution to the wonderful podcast Between Us Girls, you can go to www.patreon.com/Between Us Girls.
She sound like, never mind.
She's getting her Barry White on right now.
Baby.
I can't help. I have a sinus infection, first of all. So stop with the bullshit.
Can you call me later and just like say sweet nothings in my
Talk
ear?
sexy to me.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Make me
What's up,
feel
baby
wanted.
girl?
You know it's been a minute.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Team Resistance over here is pushing up on a year.
You know what?
Lord have mercy.
Danielle has really let it all go.
She's a
I'm not going to tell y'all
right.
what she came out the house like, but she don't care no more. So
but that's not a right now thing. Danielle has always done that. You will be meeting somewhere for dinner. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I blah blah blah." What? Yeah.
So full disclosure,
Right.
because y'all talking all the way around shit.
I'm just saying.
I decided against putting on a bra today.
right.
Yeah.
And since I've been taking in a lot of collagen, I feel like my boobs are perky.
Oh my God.
And I can do that.
Are you taking like a mask? Are you taking pills?
Are you injecting
No,
it?
it's a powder and I put it in my smoothies.
Is your face tighter?
I think my face is getting like shinier or something. Like I don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
I'd rather.
well,
be,
I
I'd
just-
rather be shiny looking at.
No,
it.
like
rather
like
be
a just like a
shiny.
gloss. I don't know.
Oh,
Dewy.
my God.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. I just started taking it.
This
so,
bitch gonna start looking like Joan Rivers.
So
Shut up.
my Secret Santa bought me a collagen face mask.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm going to
Is
use
it the gold one?
I
It's
don't
like
know what it
gold.
is.
Like, have you opened the box yet? The package yet?
No, it's inside of my Santa bag.
Oh, well then no. If it was gold, you would see it.
It's in my Santa bag.
No, I've heard really great things about that gold one. This lady almost made me buy one at the Galleria.
Oh, really? This
Yeah.
is probably not that because we have like a limit. And then she bought me some socks, which I asked for. And also a gift card to Ulta.
Ooh, you don't get that fancy beauty, girl.
That's nice.
No, they don't. Do they have that at Ulta?
I don't know.
Ulta, they might. I know that. No,
At
Ulta,
Sephora?
they do not.
They have it at
They do
Sephora.
not at Ulta because I did search.
I don't like going to Sephora because it's in the mall. And I don't want
Are
to get
you
out of the car
anti-mall?
really.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to get out of the car and then have to walk 25 feet and then also have to walk 25 more feet to the actual
The epitome
store
of
I wanna
laziness.
go to. Right.
Wow.
You know,
It's like
you need a wheelchair.
Says the
It's-
person that left the house without a bra on. Though,
I was about to
today.
say that. It's
Like-
the walking equivalent of leaving the house without a bra. It's that.
'Cause, like, you don't have shit else to say to anybody about being lazy ever again. Like, it's
I still I feel have a voice,
okay.
and I'm going to use it.
Okay. Well, use your voice to talk to your audience about your book club.
Right, Oprah.
Okay. Yes.
Oprah's book club.
Oh my god, that is
I'm
like
sorry, Harpo.
the biggest compliment you could have ever bestowed upon me. Like,
Yeah, because she gave up too.
what? Oh my god, that hurt. that stung.
I feel like Oprah doesn't wear a bra all the time.
Only on
Shit,
camera.
she probably doesn't. She's probably in her house looking
No,
out them
I'm-
big ass windows like, titties.
With them big ass windows for them big ass free titties.
Titties be free.
Right.
Oh my god, it's like my goal in life is to become Oprah
Mine
without
too.
all of the abuse.
Without all of that sexual abuse.
Hey, I'm saying nothing comes
I
easily.
want to be Oprah sans the hardship that she had to go through
Right.
that made her Oprah.
Exactly.
Everything that made her who the fuck she is.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But no, we have a book club. We're starting up in January. Welcome January 1st. We are going to be reading Charlemagne the God's Black Privilege. So it's a great start to Black History Month.
But
In
Black History Month
February?
is actually, the discussion will lead into Black History
The
Month.
discussion will lead into Black
Great
History
save, great save.
Month. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we'll be reading from January 1st through January 29th, and then we'll start discussing after that.
Okay, cool. So everybody make sure that you go to our website. If you are in need of a book, you want to purchase the book, just go to our website. We do have, I don't know if to call it an advert or just a banner.
Yeah,
It's
just
an
a banner.
Amazon banner on our website. So if you're ever going to buy anything from Amazon, please use that banner. And then also, you will be our friends if you do. So,
Right.
I mean, we
And
always...
then join our Facebook group to get in on the discussion.
Right. But make sure you get that book, though. Do that real-
And go to the website
Yeah, make sure you
as well.
hit that website. Click. Super easy. Okay, so our fan of the week this week is somebody pretty special and important. Danielle, why don't
She
you go
is.
ahead and introduce her? I feel like you have a girl crush on her.
I don't know about a girl crush, but I am a little bit infatuated with her.
I
Like,
think that's the same thing.
is it? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Sharonda's like, okay, bitch, that's exactly what the fuck.
That's exactly what the fuck it
I'm
is. but
obsessed
okay.
with her. I watch her at night when she sleeps, but I don't like her.
I mean, I only rode by her house twice. I mean,
So our fan of the week is Rowan Slaney from The Guardian. She did a nice little write-up on us a few months back, and ever since then, she sort of always kind of promotes us
She
on
does. She's like a
on
light
Twitter.
promo. She's
Yeah, like she-
I love this show.
Right. She's like, what is it? I think it's her podcast recommends. Wait, I feel like I'm getting this all wrong. Rowan recommends. or something.
Rowan, yeah, Rowan.
Yeah, it's Rowan recommends. Is her hashtag that she uses on Twitter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So she is a podcast production manager at The Guardian, and she also has a vlog, which I did watch one of her videos. She has a lot of videos with her and her boyfriend.
A lot of
And-
people do vlogs with them and their significant other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she did one where they went to Croatia, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to go. Like,
Did you say it just like that to
yeah,
yourself?
I did. Oh my god, I want to go. I want to go right now.
Oh my
okay.
But yeah, it's really cool. She's really fun, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. Well, we all appreciate
Yes,
you.
we do.
Right.
Thank you so
You know.
much.
And if you were here right now, Danielle would give you a great big hug with her loose
With
bosom.
her loose titty meat.
Yeah.
She would
And-
feel that meat.
Yep. Oh, just get right here. Get right in between.
Get right
Get
on
right
in there.
between them girls now.
Yeah, get in there.
Okay, so just one last thing before we move on to wine. I feel like we're starting to get much more important because we have a lot more business to discuss at the beginning of the show. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you get notifications, because even though the videos that we have on there aren't really that good, they're going to get better. So thanks for that.
Progress.
Sharon, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
you have to come from somewhere. You have to grow.
I agree.
It's your turn, girl.
So I
I know. I was just giving you a pep talk because I feel like you're wearing your chef clothes. I feel like you had a rough day. And when you wear your chef clothes, you're like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean?
Because I'm usually coming straight from work.
I know.
Yeah, that's how that is. I probably smell like a to-go box or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, so tonight we are drinking not gas station wine. And it's called...
I feel like this is in a gas station.
I feel like I feel like I picked that up at Walgreens.
I actually went and fucked the both of you.
I like it though.
Yeah.
Collectively fucked the both of you. No, because I went to 2 different places to try to find a specific type of wine. I could not find it. So I Googled it and I got something that was kind of, similar to it.
Danielle's ass had your ass out here looking for that specific shit because she's been watching the Wine Network. They have that? You should do that.
Yeah.
Actually, I just got it from my wine book.
Same fucking shit. Same shit.
The fucking wine nerd.
She's like, for the book club this month, we're going to read How to Make a Red Blend.
Absolutely not.
Out of fucking potatoes and grapes.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? Anyway, this wine comes from the 14 Hands winery. It looks like it's called Hot to Trot, and what it is a white blend. The vintage is 2015 and is out of Washington State, and the alcohol content is 13%.
That's not bad. I like 14 Hands, actually. I picked it up, I think when we went to the Sphere. I picked it up. That red
that
was
same brand?
14 bland.
Okay.
14 blands, yeah. 14
14
hands.
blands.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
But it was pretty good.
Okay.
So, as usual, we will be rating the wine based on appearance, aroma, body, finish, and taste. And the wine will be rated from 1 to 5 in each category, or we'll just make up a number like we always do. Then we'll average our scores together to see how it fares. See how I knew it was an average?
Look
Oh
at
my
you.
God.
Growth.
Because
Be
you're
knowing.
fucking smart.
Yeah, because there was a time when I was like, the top score is going to be 77. And y'all were like, nah,
Wait,
fool, that ain't
no.
how we're doing it.
So you add all the scores together, then
Fuck y'all.
divide
All right.
by 3.
So let's talk about colorism, okay? Is colorism a real thing? Are we making it up? Let me first say that I did ask some people at work how they felt about it, and I'll get into that. But first, let's define colorism. Prejudicial or preferential treatment within the same race of people based solely on color is often a bias towards light skin. Prevalent in many cultures, not just African Americans, Latin America, Asia, the Caribbean, and Africa. It plays a role in who gets hired, convicted, elected, allegedly. And a 2006 University of Georgia study found that employers of any race prefer light-skinned black men to dark-skinned men, regardless of their qualifications. So, while I was at work, I asked a couple people, if they felt like there was preferential treatment for lighter-skinned people at work. And, because I don't see it. And some of them said, yeah. And I was like, is it though? Sometimes I feel like you just might, not these particular folks, but like sometimes when people say, oh, well, I'm not getting chosen over someone who's lighter skinned, I'm like, but are you dumber though? You know what I mean? Because you have to be intelligent to do some jobs. Some jobs require different levels of intelligence. So,
yeah.
But I think where colorism comes into play is that there's a certain perception of you just off top, not even considering your qualifications. Simply because, and I would say that we're all sort of guilty of this in the sense where people of lighter skin or dark skin are associated with certain behaviors. Like the light-skinned dude, it's like Prince. He's soft. He's weak.
Insensitive.
Right. You know what I mean? And the dark-skinned dude, he's aggressive. He's a thug or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to come with it. Like, you want that dark-skinned dude on your team because you need a killer. or
Yeah.
whatever at some point in time. I don't know.
And Idris Elba is going to do that for
He's
you.
gonna do it,
Now.
right? You know what I mean? So I mean,
Michael Ealy is going to look somebody in the face and cry.
yes, exactly.
Shamar Moore is going to fold.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
Gotcha.
so we already have that bias, and we do that every day, just even on a joking basis.
Yeah.
But that joke is rooted in something that's really, true.
Yeah.
And so like
absolutely.
people that are lighter skinned are typically viewed as more intelligent, even though they have no more intelligence than somebody that is darker complected. And if you brown, then it's just like you're a toss up.
But why do you think that they're seen as more intelligent? Because that's not something that I necessarily see. Like, if we're talking about how we look at black men in movies, Idris Elba never seems unintelligent in any of his roles, even if he's playing the aggressive guy. You know what I mean? He never seems slow. So I'm just wondering, like, where do you get that from? Because I get that the light-skinned guy is sensitive and the dark-skinned guy is more aggressive. And also, as far as that goes, it seems like women would prefer a darker man, black women anyway, a darker man to a lighter man because we know that he's more masculine, quote unquote, or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's accurate either. But where are you getting this intelligence?
Well, I mean, if you go back to where it's founded in our community, you look at during slavery times, the people that were in the
Slavery
house,
times.
yeah, people that were in the house, they had more access to stuff, right?
First of all, they were allowed in the house.
They were-
You were allowed in the house.
So they had more
Start there.
access
But
to
they weren't supposed to be reading either.
They weren't supposed to be, but they had access to it and they learned how to do it on their own. Whereas,
And then they took that knowledge and brought it outside and taught other people how to read.
so who would you think is intelligent then? If the person that's teaching or the person that's learning? So that's where you get that they are
Are you
intelligent
saying
from.
folks are slow because they learned it from the student?
No, I'm saying
Bitch.
no. I'm saying, would you think that the teacher is intelligent, or would you think the student is intelligent in this scenario? If there is a light-skinned man teaching dark-skinned people how to read, you would assume or automatically think that the light-skinned person is intelligent, and so that kind of thinking just sort of carries along.
Okay, I get what you're saying, because if the white person teaches the light-skinned person to read, then of course that's the same thing. That's why the white folks are
Teaching the dummy.
teaching,
Right.
they're the highest you can go, the upper echelon, because,
Right.
They're bringing the knowledge to us.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's bullshit.
I mean, it is bullshit because it has no real logic.
I mean, especially
know-
not now.
Yeah,
Because that's us carrying those wounds. Of course, they're there, but it's like, at what point do you say, you know what, I'm going to stop feeling some type of way because I'm, not as light as this person who's viewed as beautiful or smart or whatever. Like, that light-skinned girls don't text back. That's bullshit. Like, they're so unattainable.
Well, because they have more options, they have more choices, so they don't necessarily need to text back. And so you need to put in a little bit more effort with a light-skinned girl than you do with a dark-skinned girl.
I swear to God, I've never have
That
heard
is-
that logic.
But that's what the whole logic behind a light-skinned girl. Start texting her now to get a Merry Christmas text back.
I mean, I see that.
I
see what you're saying, but I guess because I just don't even concern myself with that type of shit.
Right.
I'm like, that's what that is about.
but the more people repeat something,
Yeah.
the
more
more
they make it true.
the more you believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the more you make it true. Oh,
Right, and that's what I was saying to somebody at work. I was like, you have to own that shit for it to be true. To me, that's bullshit, because I don't own that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No.
When I'm tan in the summer and I'm a crispy toast, shit, I'm still fine.
Right.
I'm
I
still
see
good.
those
I'm
little
still good.
girls. Right. Right. No, I'm
So
with you.
that's why I'm mind blown at that. They have more options. That's why they don't text back. I guess I'm basic because I did not even get that.
Well,
But that's just I think a thing that people, even within like your own family, like even my family, it's a few light skinned people, it's few dark skinned people, but everybody always takes jabs and low key talks shit to the people that are like, oh, they light skinned. So like one time my son was eating some chicken and I guess he left some meat on the bones, and my cousin was like, oh, that's how light skinned kids eat chicken. And I'm like, really? Okay. You know?
Right.
He just doesn't like skin, period.
Right. And
chicken.
a lot of
But
times it's worse
whatever.
within families.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying that it is alive and it's well and it's active. And I think as a community, we do continuously perpetuate that shit. We continue to do it as a whole. I'm not saying that you, because I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'll joke about light skin, dark skin stuff with my crazy ass friends on Facebook. But outside of that, like, I don't live by that. I don't think that shit's true.
I try not to because my son is dark. I guess you can say he's dark skinned. He's darker than me. He's a nice little chocolate hue. I think his skin is so pretty. I think it is. You know, first of all, he's my baby, so I think he's always going to be beautiful to me.
Yes.
But he always says, "I wish I was like you and Kayla." I'm like, but first of all, but we're not though. You know, because we're brown.
Y'all are just lighter than
we're
him.
lighter than him, but
right.
But I'm like, you don't realize how beautiful your skin is, and how some people would probably be desperate to have that milk.
Yes.
That milk chocolate you got on you, boy.
Yeah, you better go ahead.
You know what I heard, and I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm about to fuck it all the way up.
Okay.
Go for it.
But the real dark lady that got harassed by Harvey Weinstein.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she was saying when she was smaller that she used to pray that she would be lighter. And it wasn't until she saw some model come out that was real dark, Alex somebody, I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was saying,
Alex Weck.
and she was saying that, oh, I can be beautiful too or whatever. And then she said that Oprah even called her beautiful, and that's when it was like, okay, wait a minute.
I got something going on here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, now all of a sudden you're validated in your beauty because
somebody else told you.
Somebody else says like, but her whole life she said when she was younger she used to pray, and I'm like, this girl is like freaking gorgeous.
Yes.
And her skin is flawless,
like, for real,
and the
like
bitch is bald headed, and she doing
and
all
rocks
that.
the fuck out of it. And
yes,
body is just together.
Yes,
right.
Come on,
But
booty popping,
all of that,
thighs
everywhere, just all just. She's just like a flawless 10. Like,
but you remember whenever she got harassed, somebody said, "Why would somebody in our group?" I'm not gonna say his name, but we all know who it was. But anyway, he was like, "Why would anybody sexually harass her?"
Right.
And I think it was all like everybody just turned to look at him like, "Really, motherfucker? Really? Are you serious?"
Right. Exactly.
Right now with this
you don't
shit?
like this person doesn't even warrant to be harassed. That's kind of like the same line of thinking was. Which this is a terrible example of the women from Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Oh, the ugly lady. Okay. The unfortunate one that went out first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
The unfortunate one.
She was wearing a mullet in 2017.
I know.
But it's like, why would somebody harass her? You know what I mean?
She might have been a bad bitch back in the day. You know.
She was kind of cute.
Okay.
Ish. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say about dark skinned women like Lupita. There's a lady on YouTube. Her name is Nima Tang. And she has the darkest skin. It's gorgeous though. And she has like last January 2017, she started with like 500 followers. Now she has like 500K.
Wow.
And she does her makeup and stuff. And what I love about her is you never hear her say anything negative about, not being able to find makeup, her color,
or not being able to wear certain colors.
She's extremely positive, and she just beats her face, and she looks so good. And I really like looking at her made me feel like that's why I said at some point we have to kind of just say, I'm not owning this bullshit.
Right.
Because we're really standing in our own way.
But can you, if you're like I feel like I don't think it's more society. I mean, again, from my perspective, it's always in a joking way, but like that shit is like alive and well in a lot of people's like families, like the way that they're brought up.
It is.
And I feel like the only way to even kill it is just to stop making it a thing or making it a topic of discussion.
Stop joking about it first, because it's not fucking funny anymore.
I don't think you can just like stop talking about it and make it go away that way.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
Okay.
saying like, no, I'm going to still crack jokes on everybody. I crack jokes on light-skinned people, dark-skinned people. You could be purple. I'm talking about your three eyes. whatever. Like, I'm going to always joke on people. But I'm saying I feel like families perpetuate that stuff because you're taught that stuff is ingrained in your mind. Like, when I was younger, I was made to come in the house before because the sun was out and I was going to get darker, quote unquote. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Don't you know it's like 7 people outside? We finna play kickball. Like, you tripping hard.
You got me fucked up. Bitch,
Like,
you get some sunscreen. I don't know what to tell you.
I didn't even know what sunscreen was, but I was
Wow.
just like, nah, I'm not coming in the house. Like, I'm not doing it. But I see it. So that was my generation. And then my cousin, her daughter, and some of her kids, and not just her, but just all of the younger cousins, they even go back and forth with the same shit. So I feel like I know that my kids don't do it because I don't talk like that in my house. Like, we don't joke, oh, dark, light, whatever, because everybody in my house is a weird shade color any fucking way. But at the end of the day, like, I don't make that a topic of discussion in my house at all. I just don't do it. And that's completely different than how I was raised because it was a topic of discussion
In your house.
of skin color and hair and shit like that. And I'm like, to me, that shit is not even fucking important.
It's so passe to be worried
but a
about
lot
that
of people
shit.
put emphasis on that shit, and it could be something like, that's why I'm saying it could be something that was drilled, like Lupita, it was drilled in her mind. You know what I'm saying? Growing up. So at some point you have to be the, I guess, catalyst to stop the shit from going on, or at least stop it from being such a serious thing. Like, make it a joke or make it a piece of bullshit or whatever.
You know, I don't know where she is from, but I saw a stat earlier today that said something like 77% of women in Nigeria use skin bleaching.
Yeah.
Skin
That is
bleaching
so
products.
fucking crazy.
Like, yeah, that's. I mean,
Of all the shit, no chicken, no water. You gonna buy bleaching cream?
Shut up right now, bitch. She's like, you niggas don't have nothing to eat.
No, but I'm
the babies
saying,
got flies on their face in Somalia. and y'all using bleaching cream.
but it ain't no motherfuckers in the U.S. with 33 cents a day you could feed a family. Like, that ain't on from here.
You know
So,
what?
I don't know. I just feel like it's so misconstrued. Like,
It's, first of all, passe to be concerned about skin color and hair because
Real
really
talk.
they look at us all like we're just all black.
and
Girl. And then here's another issue I have. The sun does not make your skin permanently one color. You are the color that you're the color. Like,
you
when
just get a tan. Well, I mean, I do tan really,
Yeah,
really
you get a
easily, really
tan.
well, and I get dark. I look like a fucking copper penny.
But-
But at the end of the day, what the fuck? What does it matter?
But my thing is, at this day and age, 2 dark-skinned people could potentially have a child that has light skin.
Oh, that's happened.
Okay, so
that's happened.
so all this house nigga, field nigga is bullshit.
Still
because
nigga.
it's
What Jay-Z say?
it's
Still
your
nigga.
genetics. It's not
Yes.
whether or not you're outside that makes you blacker than the next
Yeah.
person.
I know that.
And I just feel like we are carrying this ignorance with us.
But like I said, I think it's passed down from generation to generation. Like, it's passed down from people who may have been treated a certain way because they were darker.
My dad
You know what I mean?
had a hard time in his house because my grandma had straight hair. His dad had straight hair. My aunt had pretty straight hair. He had the curlier hair, and he was not dark skinned, but he had really large lips, kind of like my
So
lips.
he had like features just full,
Yeah,
just
so
voluptuous.
so
over
he
there.
would. My grandpa would always talk about his mouth and how big it was. And I can recall times I was growing up. If I would pout, he would say that my lip was big, looked like some steps you could crawl up it. But I'm like, but that's how he was raised, you know, like to talk about
exactly
the bigness of you know, your features
or your features that made you be black. Like,
Right.
I feel like black people as a whole, like, I don't care from the lightest to the darkest.
We need
are
to go to
just
group
such-
counseling.
No, I just think that we're such beautiful people. Like, because of things like that you're saying, like genetics and things that reach back and whatever the case may be, that makes everybody such an individual and
Right.
just looks so different, but yet you're still a black person.
Like, what
but
group
you-
of people can say that they have that much variety among
No,
them?
I mean, we got albinos, fool. Like, who has that? Have you seen a white albino before?
A white albino?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen
Australians.
it. That was actually something I was going to bring up, though.
But you know, okay, so
Was
That little girl
Australians.
with the uncombable hair syndrome? Oh, no.
No, girl, sit the
What the fuck? You ever seen that
No,
before?
I've seen
Oh,
that
yeah,
video.
I did see
it's
that
two
video.
little
Oh, my
girls.
God.
It's 2 little girls. I've seen them. But I was gonna say that about Australia because I'm watching this new Netflix thing, or I'm trying to watch it because we're like talking about it at like family functions or whatever, the cousins. But it takes place in Australia, and it's such a crazy show, but one of the guys in the show is talking about, he's calling these people natives, and he's talking about them in a negative way and talking down to them. But you know, the original fucking Aborigines in fucking Australia they look like they are black people.
I watched the show. It's called Red Fern now. Mm-hmm. It's about the Aboriginal community in Australia.
Right.
And they have the same issues that we do.
No, real talk. They really
different
do.
cultures. They this colorism thing is not solely within black people. Yeah, I mean, one thing I'll say that I noticed when I went to Mexico is that all the people that worked in the resorts, they were of lighter complexion. The people that worked out, yeah, they did. The people that like restocked the towels outside on the pool or were the drivers, they were all darker skin. And once like we got out of the actual resort area, everybody was darker. That's one thing that I did notice because we went to like off the resort to go shopping and go find cheaper stuff or whatever, and it was just like, wait a minute, did everybody just get darker all of a sudden?
Girl, shut up right now.
It's crazy.
We walked into the sun.
But what I was going to say, like to your earlier point of like, you know, people see us as all black regardless of our hue. Yeah. I kind of disagree with that to a little bit, because like you see people like I think I read something where lighter skinned people are given lesser sentences, like when they go to jail.
Really?
And darker people are given more harsher sentences because of the perception of, you know, the darker skinned person is less trustworthy and he's going to be back. And it was even something like that with kids in school. Like they were getting, the darker skinned kids were getting suspended more so than the lighter skinned kids, whereas they were being talked to and whatnot. So even though like, yeah, we're all still black, there's still like a difference in the way people perceive us as being more honest or trustworthy and capable of being redeemed from your blackness, so to speak, because you're closer to being white.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. You know, like it's just stuff like that. And even like, you know, the difference between the way Barack Obama and Michelle Obama were treated. You know, and a lot of people think that if Barack was darker, that he would not have won.
Bro, but he's like really not light skinned.
But he is
he's lighter skinned.
Light skinned?
No, he's not what he light skinned. No, he's not. Not how we would classify. Oh, they light skinned it. But he is of a lighter, maybe a lighter brown complexion. So I mean, he is light skinned.
It affects.
You so stupid, Michelle's face, God.
But I mean, so like your skin tone actually, you know, really affects. Like I saw a study today where it said. And I'm not going to post none of this shit because I don't remember where I got it from. Like, I was just randomly reading shit.
Right there. She was talking and her titty was jiggling. So I like, make it bounce back. Oh, no, it's just talking to me. Go ahead.
Anyway, so I saw something where it was talking about lighter-skinned black women are more likely to get married than darker-skinned black women. And
are you fucking for
real?
real?
Like the lies that are being told.
And then,
I feel like
then,
that is such a goddamn lie.
And like the angry black woman is associated with being a dark-skinned woman.
Mammy did that to y'all. Wasn't nobody but her ass.
I don't know.
I'm just pointing this out that there are differences in the way we are perceived.
But the crazy black woman is associated with the lighter skinned women.
Well, yeah, like Lynn Whitfield.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
So it's like,
I can say that I worked a certain place before, and Danielle knows what I'm talking about. And I had a bitch tell me, the actual fucking owner of the company said to me one time, I had straightened my hair the one in a million times I do it. And she was like, I had to go into her office for something. This is like, you know, one of the top bitches or whatever. So I was just like, in there, you know, ready to work, whatever. And I was asking her questions and talking about what we need to talk about. And she was like, oh, your hair looks nice. Is that all yours? I said, excuse me? Because the first thing I'm thinking is, you're not going to ask another bitch this question. Why are you asking me this? I said, I don't follow where you're going with this. And the comment she made to me was, "Oh, well, you know how you all have your hair long one day and it's short another day." I said, "I don't know who the fuck you all are. Who are you talking about?" And the bitch just changed the subject immediately because I gave her that bitch I wish the fuck you would look. And she just changed the subject. So to me, that makes me feel like, and maybe it's because I am a little bit older and we deal with the older generation of racists where we work or whatever, where it's the blanket of if you're a shade or two darker than a white person, then you're a nigga, like you're black. So you're all treated the same. But I also understand what you're saying, but I just feel like it is. If you're brown, if you're not Mexican, you're black. Like, that's what it is. It's white, Mexican, black. The end. There's no in between. There's no, light, dark. No, there's none of that.
But what do you all think about like the imagery that is shown on magazines? Like there's the constant lightening
of
people's like Rihanna, Beyonce, Kerry Washington.
But that's to make it more acceptable, I think, for the white community. I mean, I'm not being racist. I'm just saying what I think it is. And there's no more. And I was just like, I just feel like it's to make it more easy on the eyes.
Y'all remember in Dreamgirls?
You at Beyonce's level though, like because Beyonce is that bitch.
No, she truly is, but she still
say all on his mouth,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like she don't need to be lightened to be.
Bitch, how dare you, ho?
Palatable.
Yes, like, she doesn't. But at the end of the day, like she is still
nigga.
Thank Jay-Z. I keep saying y'all need to listen to the story of OJ. Just listen to that song.
Okay, you know what?
And that's what it
One
is.
thing I did find today, like
this bitch with these
I know I
studies,
was looking, I was searching shit.
Well, the Surgeon General.
No, like
bored bitch.
Time
Find the bra.
Bored
bitch. Find the bra. Find the bra, bored bitch.
Find the bra.
Damn it. Research that shit.
Whatever, you like these titties.
I do. I know it. They was all firm yet squishy.
Time magazine, like way back when the O.J. Simpson trial was going on, they actually darkened his skin on the I know. But okay, so
like that is so ridiculous.
They darkened his skin on the cover of the magazine to make him appear more
criminal.
Yes, and more scary. So you here on one hand you have them darkening the skin to send a certain message, and then you have them lightening the skin on the other spectrum. It's like what are you really trying to say about black people in general when you're doing both things? You know what I mean?
Well,
that's like the study they did with that old ass video
with the baby dolls,
with little kids with the dolls.
Yeah,
even black children, and that's what messes me up mentally. Even the black kids were like, "Oh, this black doll, this is the bad doll. Which one's the good doll? The doll with the blonde hair and the blue eyes."
Right,
but I'm gonna tell you why though, because Michaela did that the other day. We went to the store and we were looking at the Barbies, and she was like, "Oh my God, she won the white one." But if that's all you see, it's not because black is being drilled as just bad, but they're only showing us white.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't believe that though,
because that's all she looks at on YouTube. Though all she watches is the Barbie videos on YouTube,
and they're
all
white.
Barbies. There aren't any ones that are like her.
Even in the commercials, though. Well, I have no idea about commercials now, but I'll say like when I was growing up, all the commercials had white dolls on them. You rarely saw.
Yeah. No, when we were growing up, that's a whole other story. Because I cried the first time I got a black doll. I'm not gonna lie, but that's because I never saw one. And when I was a kid, they just fucking didn't have them. Mm-hmm. But by the time I had my daughter, 2005, there were all these black. That girl had every shade of fucking brown to chocolate black fucking doll I could find for her. Yeah, but and I never bought her a white doll.
But the imagery that you see on TV is not necessarily the black doll that's being sold. You know what I mean?
It is on TV. No, I believe with Michelle, it is on regular television. They show all of them. And they never did that when I was a kid. Now, even if they don't have the black doll as the featured doll in the commercial, that bitch is at least an option.
But she doesn't have curly hair most of the time.
Yeah,
no, she doesn't. You got to get the Kenya dolls for that. But at the end of the day, you still can see it. I never even saw the shit. I never even once saw a black doll in a store when I was a child. And when I was like 8 or 9, I got a black doll, and I was like, "What the fuck did I do to deserve this?"
But yeah, it's almost like a black doll trying to be white. You know, when you have that hair and those features.
Yes. Like, you could find some yarn back there and make some naps.
At least crinkle the shit.
Yeah.
It's a man on Facebook that redoes Barbie's hair. Like, call him. I don't understand.
Yeah, but it's just like, what message is actually being sent to children? Like, if children see that,
Get a relaxer.
if children see that first,
Hello.
if you like,
Look, hello, somebody.
like
Yes.
Michaela, she probably sees the white dolls first before she sees a black doll.
Yeah, and she wants to
So-
look like
so-
Rapunzel.
So mentally,
That ain't never gonna happen for you, child.
right. So mentally, you
Can't get the fuck up.
associate, happiness, fun, white doll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, because that's on a kid's level. Like, that's what you
Mm-hmm.
think, because you're not necessarily seeing that fun image of a black doll first.
Right.
You know.
But see, what needs to change between now and when that video was made of that same situation? What change? What do we change from now to here? From there to
We
here?
need to be more in charge of shit.
I agree.
I mean, I was just thinking, okay, why is there no Black Barbies YouTube channel where they make a bunch of bullshit videos of Black Barbies doing shit? Because they don't be doing shit. Oh, I'm sick. I'm sick too. Next video, come on. I'm sick. I'm sick too. Millions of fucking views and shit.
You know, I think that stuff like the what is that? Dove, I am beautiful. Okay, I
And they
shouldn't
try,
use-
but
I know
but the thing is, they try,
They-
and then people are like, "Oh my god, I'm outraged. I'm
Right.
sick of this," and blah blah blah. But it's
And-
like, what can they do? They're like,
Yeah.
"What? How do we?" Because,
But I think that stuff like that is like a starting point to be on a national level. I mean,
Right.
even though you like, even with Lane Bryant and how they put, I don't forget the girl name, Precious. I don't know her real name.
Gabby,
Gabby.
Sidibe,
Gabby.
This bitch.
Precious.
Yeah,
You know
her.
who Precious is?
Yeah, I know who I'm
Okay.
talking about. Though. But yeah, you know, they put her up there, and they put her in underwear, and the girl Danielle, something from Orange Is the New Black, like she's a spokesperson.
I like her.
You know, and both of them have very dark skin, and they're both pretty.
Right.
You know, like, so I think that when you start having national campaigns like that, even Rihanna's makeup has like completely changed the fucking game in the makeup industry.
I'm telling
And
you, they're coming out with
and
more
I'm
shades.
so crunk about
Right?
that shit. Oh
And
my
People are
god.
trying to
Cosmetic-
come out with more shades because they want to try to keep up.
Right, so the whole cosmetic industry, like, I think there's going to be a shift in the
Yeah,
cosmetic
most
industry
definitely.
just because of Rihanna doing that.
Maybelline just came out with a new one. They have 16, I think, or something like that. And I know the lady I was watching, she was kind of disappointed in the dark shades. There was like 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, shit, that's good.
I know, right? Because you don't get that many
Right.
options.
Usually aren't
You know,
that
you gotta figure out some shit, maybe mix some shit together,
Right, to
and
get
try
a
to
good
get your
shade for
actual,
you.
yeah, and
Yeah.
make it your own. Like,
Right.
it just doesn't come in your color.
Right.
a lot.
Or they'll have your color but the wrong undertone.
Right.
I
So
was
you
just
look
about to
fucking
say,
gray.
bitch, that tit is off like a motherfucker.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
I've bought like in a rush before. I've bought like some regular like drugstore. That's what I'm trying to say. Drugstore cosmetics, and was like, oh, okay, put it on my hand. It was cool, but I get in the car and I'm like trying to hurry and put it. I'm like, what the bitch? I am pale. What the fuck? Nothing about me is pale anywhere, even in my light winter color, the lightest color I am. Bitch, it's not there. That does
Right.
not work for me.
So-
You're desperate to warm
uh,
your face up and you're like, but there's
Girl.
nothing.
I'm like pinching, like, what the fuck? What did I put on my? I mean, face looks straight up ashy. Like, I'm not even lying. It's like, oh, we put some brown, but then it was white underneath.
Right.
What the fuck is this? This is not for me.
So, like, stuff like that sort of inadvertently address the colorism issue, just because, like, you acknowledge that there are many colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Absolute. Say that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that on a larger scale, like, those things are helpful, and it's sort of moving us into a direction. You know.
Yeah. But we do notice a lot, with lighter skinned women, sometimes they want to be viewed as darker. Like they feel like their
You know
black
what?
is invalidated.
I am seeing a real flip flop with that. Like, it's interesting, right?
Michelle's face, though. Jesus Christ. Why are we not live?
It's interesting, yeah, like how I don't know if y'all saw the post that I had put in our group where there was a guy in the Beard Game Matters group. And he made a post of him and this light-skinned girl. And the caption was something like real basic. He was like, it was just something like light-skinned girls, though. Like, that's it.
Like if he didn't say like
He didn't
what
say
it was.
he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything
Like-
negative.
or positive.
Negative
Or
or positive.
positive. It was
about
very neutral.
Just not light skinned girl. Like I like light skinned girls though. Like that's it.
I don't even think he said though. I think he just said light skinned girls.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like something like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just something real neutral, basic. And there was just like all of this hype from women. Like why you just got to be talking about light skinned girls like that? Like dark skinned girls are also beautiful, and it's just like
But it's like just because somebody's talking about somebody else for a second doesn't mean that you're hideous.
right,
Invalid. Yeah.
exactly. So, but it's like,
But are y'all listening to a Black Lives Matter thing saying all lives matter? That's what that sounds like.
What's that?
Right.
But it's like, you know, but what I mean about like it's sort of flipping is like if
Yeah.
it was a dark skinned woman in the picture and he said
100%.
dark skinned women, you know, it
Yes.
would have been all this praise because it's like for some reason it's like dark skinned women need that validation
Right.
or need to be told that they're also beautiful. And it's like you don't have to put somebody else down in order for
To
you
lift somebody else up.
Right. He
Yeah.
never said it. And there was like 1,000 comments on that
Girl,
post.
That is so
Like
crazy.
it was just ridiculous.
Have y'all seen Imitation of Life? I know y'all have.
Bitch, yeah, we were supposed to get together and wear blankets on your couch and
Yes,
watch
and
it.
watch
I'm
it.
still waiting on my fucking invitation.
But remember how Sarah Jane tried and the boyfriend found out that she was black?
Yes.
And guess what he called her? Nigger. Even though she looked like she looked.
That I keep
And
going
that
back
is what I'm
to
saying.
the story of OJ, the song on Jay-Z's new 444 album. Listen to that fucking song. And in fact, don't even listen to the song. Fuck all of that.
Watch the video.
Just go watch the video.
Yeah.
Like literally, just go watch the fucking video because I don't care. Like I get a lot of flack too from, and I will keep bringing up my crazy ass family, but I do get shit from them on it. But when I go to places, like I went to court one time and my car was in the shop, but I had to present my insurance or something for a ticket that I had. The bitch at the counter was like, I need to see a copy of your insurance. I said, I didn't get my ticket for the insurance. She said, I still need to see your insurance. I said, well, I don't have it on me because my car is in the shop and I have a rental car right now. This bitch said, you people always are full of excuses when it comes to stuff like this.
Oh, no, she didn't, bitch.
You know, I went off and it took a whole 2 black police officers to keep my motherfucking ass from trying to reach through that small ass hole in the window to choke the fuck out of that bitch. What the fuck is you people? Bitch, I told you I don't even have my fucking car with me. The insurance is in my car at the shop. But that, I mean, I am still subject to that kind of bullshit. And I'm not just the darkest, most whatever person ever. But to me, the shit is across the fucking board. Like it doesn't, I'm sorry. In my opinion, it applies all the way around. It always has, always will. Always.
But you're rather light to be so angry though.
Well, my nickname from my former employer is Lil Malcolm. Don't act like
I forgot about that.
Shout out to Sabrina. Lil Malcolm still in the
she
house.
used to call you that.
That motherfucker was like, "Damn, you angry." She was like, "I'm gonna call you Lil Malcolm."
And he wasn't dark either.
He
No,
wasn't
That's
right.
why she's calling me that. I think that's the,
That y'all had red hair.
Absolutely.
I guess we just need, some really good dark skin images like Lupita, people who are really, or just across the board. And I know people
Absolutely.
talk shit about Gabrielle Union, but I like her. And I think that she's pretty and I think she has a nice chocolatey skin tone. And I'd like to see
she's
her.
a bitch, but I like her.
Right.
Gabrielle Union.
Oh,
I like
her.
to see her. You know what I mean? I'd like to see her being
Present
like
and
serving this, like
all day
whatever.
long,
Because that's what
yes.
I'm saying. Like no matter what you are fed, because I was fed bullshit too, and I went through a lot of bullshit in my life. But you have to get to a point where you're like, oh, no matter what people say about me or what they think about me, if I'm not owning that shit, it's not true to me.
It's not. It does not apply.
Just
You
like
are 100%
You
like
validate
Fernando,
yourself.
just like Fernando said, you have to see yourself as what you want to be, and then you'll actually start to really feel that. So I mean,
Faith
shit.
in action.
So I'm light skinned. Just kidding.
You
No.
identify as light
I'm identifying as light
I
skinned.
mean, you can, but just know that
Rachel.
that shit.
Rachel Dolezal.
I hope it's not that light skin.
Nah, man.
Anyway, but what I was gonna say is, I really just feel like people always try. Darker skinned females are always saying, "Oh, well, you don't know the struggle. You don't know this and that."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bitch, I do. Okay, yeah,
Right.
I understand getting picked on as a kid because you were dark skinned. Because bitch, I was lighter with long fucking hair and got picked on by every bitch, and I had to fight my fucking way out of.
That's why you're so angry.
Well, no, it's not why I'm angry, but I mean, I had to fight my way out of every fucking grade level. Like, by the end of it, you know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody fuck with me no more like that because they knew I wasn't about that bullshit. But, I mean, it's on both ends of the spectrum. So, to me, like, the final answer to all of this shit is, bitch, all of y'all is black. All of y'all is niggas. Like, let's just come together and be some happy niggas together. Like, that's just... I mean, I don't know. I hate saying that word, but I mean, honestly, like,
No, you don't.
I do hate saying that because I know we have a rainbow of supporters.
Well, I
followers
think
and
that,
fans.
you know, you just have to validate yourself instead of looking,
Absolutely,
right,
and
instead
looking for society and other people to validate
right,
you.
you
like,
have to accept you. Like, you know what? I got this role right here.
bitch, on that left side,
It's there, but guess what? I'm
It's
still
warm.
sexy than a motherfucker.
Right.
and it's warm.
It's
At
warm.
night.
That roll is bomb as fuck.
I
Right,
can tuck
you know
my
what I mean?
fingers up under there and get warm when it's
You
cold
know,
outside.
and I might be on the darker complected side. I'm teen chocolate, right?
You know what I'm saying?
And people may just automatically look at me and think that I'm angry and I'm gonna go off or whatever.
And you're not smart and all of this.
right, you know, but
Danielle is one of the smartest men I've ever met in my life.
fuck you.
The smartest man. I'm late.
You see how I slid that on in there real smooth like that? That's like I like your tricks.
You know, because one thing that sort of like bothers me a little bit is people will mention my temperament or will say something like, you know, I really didn't expect for you to be this quiet, or
Are you serious?
yeah, like people say that about like why?
Like people you work with?
Yeah, like
You're
so,
like the calmest motherfucker ever.
but they're like, you're
Yeah.
so quiet. You know, I really didn't expect that of you. And I'm like, what does
Am
that
I
mean?
supposed to be loud and fucking
Right?
banshee
You know,
all
it's
day?
just like
Girl,
because-
meanwhile, my ass is like, don't come in my motherfucking office with that bullshit.
Girl, that's
you know,
me
like
too.
because I really keep to myself. You know, I'm not social. You know, I don't really socialize with people at work. And
But Danielle is silly and will laugh at any fucking
Right.
thing,
I mean,
and she
I
will
will.
make a joke out of shit in a heartbeat.
but I
Like,
just
that's
I'm not
crazy.
a people person, and people sort of like expect me to be like this sort of engaging person or whatever, or just be more loud or vocal when
Yeah.
I'm not. You know, and,
That's not you.
and I think that is because, like, you know, I'm darker skinned and people sort of associate someone being
loud and yeah,
you know, and a little bit in ghetto
and
or
angry.
whatever.
Oh, but you so nice. What?
It's like, yeah, so it's like, oh, well, thank you, I guess. Like, I don't know how to respond to that, but whatever.
That is so crazy. I hate people. I say it often. I just hate them. This is
Well-
so stupid.
I hate a lot of folks too. But,
I hate most people. Sorry.
yeah.
Not sorry.
That's what I meant to say. But how did you like the wine?
I don't like white wines. That's just, let me preface it with that. But this was I'm going to say a very drinkable wine. I could have this with, fuck you, Danielle. I hope it goes up your nose.
but you drinkable,
Well, I mean,
capable of swallowing.
drinkable.
It's liquid.
Everybody's not a master at swallowing like Danielle is.
This is true.
Okay, anyway, I know that. What I mean by drinkable is, I mean, it's like easy on the palate. There's not a weird aftertaste. It has great flavor. It's not too sweet. It's not too dry, because red wines tend, in my opinion, to be either too dry or too sweet. And I think I'm saying drinkable because it's very balanced.
This is white though.
I know it's white.
You said red wines.
I'm sorry. Red wines have a tendency to be too dry or too sweet. Not red, white.
Okay, because I'm like, what the fuck?
Maybe I'm thinking about red wine because I miss it. Because I'm anti fucking white. Okay,
Like,
I'm
how are we
anti.
justifying this shit?
I'm anti-white. No, but I mean, that's, to me, that's always the variation. Either it's really dry or it's really sweet.
Yeah.
With whites.
Yeah.
And this one is like the perfect balance. I could see myself having dinner with this wine, or just like we're talking.
It's a dinner wine. It is.
It could be, but I mean, it's still like a social wine, because like we're not eating anything, but we're sitting here talking and sipping it. But it's very It has a very balanced flavor. I
You
don't
think
have
it's a standalone? You think it's a standalone wine?
I think it is because it doesn't have a strange aftertaste. Like I'm not, feeling like something died in my mouth. Like I don't feel like that.
What's your score?
I'm gonna give it a 24.
What?
Bitch, yes.
Oh my god!
On a white wine, I'm giving it a 24.
Oh well, okay. So I
Here we
have
go.
to agree. I like it a lot.
What?
As well. I think
No,
It's-
she gonna give it a 20. What?
You bullshit, but the bitch gonna give it a 7.
No,
The
last
person-
week when she was like, I'm 13.
The presentation of the bottle is off, and their graphics are horrible. Like I, can see her saying that.
it's some horses on the bottle, but whatever.
I mean,
Um,
okay.
I think that this one it is very palatable. I'll say that, and it has like a little bit of a sweet aftertaste.
So drinkable?
Yes, it's drinkable. Like it's liquid. You can put it in your mouth,
Fuck
and you
the
can put it
both
down
of
your
you.
throat.
For the second time this episode,
So it's like water.
Jesus turned water into
I was
wine.
able
So
to
fuck
swallow it.
you.
I was right, like my spit.
Y'all share this. Fuck you. Okay, share it.
So yeah, it is. I agree. Like it is not too sweet and it's not too dry. It's like right in the middle. Like I agree with that. So
Yeah.
I give it a 22.
You
Oh, you
tried.
what?
You was gonna give it a 20.
I was gonna give it a 20. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, bitch.
I would just spy these bitches.
Okay.
It's because that bra is off, y'all. That bra off gave it an extra
She's
2
like,
points.
loose titty got the 2 points.
Loose titty for the 2 points. 1 titty, 1 point. It's real in here.
1 titty per point. 1 point.
Shake,
Per
shake,
titty.
shake.
At least we know she only has 2 titties. 1 point per titty. All
What
right.
if I had a middle?
I need to know why your nipples are so extreme.
Are they?
Yes.
They're not. They're sleeping.
Nah.
My titties sleep.
Well, no. No, I call sleep titties when they're not like, fucking hard. Like they're not headlights on.
I can see it.
Like
I
mine are
can
asleep
tell.
right now.
Oh, it's right there.
But no, I'm looking at this one right here.
That's
and
how I
it's
knew
very-
you didn't have on a bra. I was like,
You
is
have
that
a
her
nice
nipple?
size areola. I can see it through your shirt. It's a nice. Well, I've seen her titties before, but I mean, I can see it through here. This,
I feel like I need to look
they're
down
awesome.
at my titties.
She just opened her shirt and talked to her titties. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't even know what we go through here. You don't know.
Okay, so it was white. It was good.
It was
White is-
white. It was good.
White is right. White is right.
White is right.
Who's a
so
colorist?
it was good. I like white wine. I prefer white wine because white wine
Is
has
right.
a certain, behavior about it.
Shut up.
It's
this bitch is a
unattainable. I'm
colorist.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like white wine because wasn't really a wine drinker before we started,
Mm-hmm.
So red wine, it's got to be a specific, a flavor for me to be like, oh, I really like this because it to me tends to be really dry. Because when I get white, I tend to get a Chardonnay because I know that one it's a little bit
Buttery,
in between. Yeah.
sweet,
No, and that's what I was saying earlier about white wines. That it's either really dry or really fucking sweet. And I'm not here for the fucking Rieslings of the world. I just-
Right. And I feel the same way though, kind of about red, but I feel like there's less sweet. There is no sweet. Feels
In reds,
like what sweet red is there?
I'll bring one next time. I swear I will.
But aren't those blends?
Usually, yes.
And I like a red blend. I can do a
But
red
not
blend,
all
and that's it.
red blends though, because I bought a red blend before that you were just like,
Yeah.
I didn't like that red blend from last week, but
I know you gave it a 13.
I gave it a horrible review too.
I'm gonna give this.
But it
one a
was better
pretty high
after it was
score.
aerated.
I think I give this one a 25. I like it.
Shut the front door.
I'll go buy it.
All the way?
I'll go buy it.
Let me start working on this recipe for this wine right
I
now.
go buy it. Yeah, because we got a collective 16 last week, so we need something else. Something
No,
else this
no,
week.
real talk. Like I don't think we've had any wine that's ever been this high before.
No, I think. I don't know.
Or if we
Well,
have,
there was
it's
one
been
that was a 22.
it's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a
it's
while.
been a while
Let me
since-
say
yeah,
that.
it's
yeah,
been a while since
it's
we
been
had
a
one
while.
real
Maybe
high.
that's why I'm not remembering.
We all did like that. Do, 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 do.
That motherfucking circus
Yeah,
one.
circus one was
Circus
good.
one,
But you know what? I had a
bitch.
really funky headache after we had that. But I think it's because we had 2 reds. All right, so remember what I said in the beginning of the episode. You must join the running challenge. You also must buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a must. Like, let's not even pretend.
You must join the book club. And you
Fucking
must
do
go
it.
to our website and use the link in the bar at the top to buy your book.
Moving right along.
I'm done.
Danielle?
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Between Us Girls. But don't keep it a secret. Listen and share with everyone you know. See you next week.